Sonic the Hedgehog, The Werehog's Awakening Chapter 9, A Walk on the Wild Side.
There we were. It was me, Tails, and Knuckles, all going on a forced walk in the night. I still couldn't believe that they found out about my little secret, the new thing I was hiding. When I was around Tails and Knuckles, I didn't feel as nervous or even scared. In fact, I felt happy, so happy, my tail would begin wagging. It wagged that night, and when Tails noticed it, he laughed a little bit. What? I asked him.
Nothing, it's just that your tail is wagging, Sonic.
He said. I stopped dead in my tracks and soon got embarrassed when I saw my tail wagging. Even Knuckles let out a small chuckle.
Seems like the Werehog still acts like a dog.
He joked. Shut up, I said under my breath. It eventually stopped wagging, which was a relief. I didn't want Knuckles or Tails to make fun of me like this. In fact, I was beginning to get embarrassed, but I didn't show it.
So where are we heading?
Tails asked me. Over here, I said, pointing to the right. I still remembered the spot where that puddle was, so that's where I wanted to go anyways. Once we were at the little puddle spot, I had to explain the whole story on what had happened.
So what you're saying is that thing that bit you the other night might be the reason on why you're like this?
In a nutshell, yes, I explained. I also explained that this new appearance had new quirks and such, and that I got to use them that first night, but not for a long time.
This is great. You could try them out here, in front of us.
I was on to say the same thing.
Knuckles added. He saw my larger arms and had an idea pop in his head.
Hey Sonic, I want you to fight me.
Knuckles then randomly said.
Are you crazy?
Well, Knuckles, do not test me. It can probably lift more than you and punch you into that tree right there. I replied, pointing to a nearby tree. Knuckles gave me an I don't care look while I gave him a serious look. I could most certainly give Knuckles a run for his money with these bad boys. I then thought to myself, looking back down at my arms, they were bigger than his, so I could probably still lift more than him now. Okay, you know what, Knuckles? Come here, I'm gonna fight you. Tails wasn't sure if this was a good idea, but I told him to keep his cool and that everything was under control.
Alright, here I come, Sonic.
Knuckles then said. He ran at me with all of his might, and Tails had his hands on his face worried. When he was close to me, I went back into a fighting position, had my arm reared back, and prepared my back. Knuckles then happened to see my arm reared back. I extended my arm and punched Knuckles right into a nearby tree. Tails uncovered his face and started to laugh as soon as he saw the tree with Knuckles next to it. What I didn't know was that Tails had the whole thing filmed while his face was covered and he was watching it.
Enhanced strength and extendable arms, Sonic. That was insane.
He said, was he watched the footage? Knuckles, who was still near the tree, shouted.
I bet I can still lift more than you.
I looked back and smirked at him. Tails both gave us a challenge to see who could lift a fallen tree that was near our current location. Hey, I already told you don't test me, Knuckles. I'm probably gonna be the one to win this.
As if.
Okay, go.
Tails shouted. Knuckles went first, but he could barely lift it. I shoved him out of the way and picked up the trunk like it was nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Told you, I said. Tails giggled while Knuckles slightly growled a bit as I was putting the trunk down.
As of now, you're like Mr. Fantastic and the Hulk blended into one.
Before I could reply, Knuckles shouted.
You remind me of these two.
Yep. Me and the others were Marvel fans. I still like my Flash comics though. So as soon as Tails mentioned them, I happened to notice that he was telling the truth. To answer the other part of his question, I just told him that I had enhanced senses and that I couldn't run as fast like this.
Speed substituted for strength. Interesting.
Tails then said, taking note of it. Knuckles still didn't know what to say. He had gotten the run for his money night, and I couldn't have him more satisfied. Soon, a certain scent came to me that made my mouth drool. Of course, it was the sweet smell of chili dogs. I happened to origin into a quadruple stance with Tails, and Knuckles see me instantly.
Hey, where are you going?
Gonna get us all a nighttime snack.
Ow, there isn't food anywhere.
I have a chili dog sent on me now, so let's go get them. I'm starting to get quite hungry. As soon as I started hot on my trail, Tails and Knuckles both shouted to wait for them. And I heard Knuckles telling Tails that this time he was gonna try a chili dog after that one time I dropped a chili dog on his face when I was in my super form. That was a good memory I never forgot. But there was one thing that was also on my mind. I just hope that Tom and Maddie didn't notice that we were gone since I wasn't ready to tell them about this. Well, that is.